Hey, Donnie, get out here. You have to look at this. Oh, Donnie, get out here now.
That keeps showing up behind me in my security camera. This is about the third time it has shown up.
What are you doing in my house? What are you doing in my house?
Welcome back to the channel, family. It's your guy Trip 5, back again with another creepy video compilation. You know, a lot of you guys are watching the videos but not subscribing. Make sure you guys subscribe. And if you can't subscribe, like and comment. You know, I really appreciate it. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video, yo.
They have been lying to you your entire life. Everything you thought you knew about the world is an illusion. History is nothing more than their story, a carefully crafted narrative designed to conceal the truth. There is no way we built these structures with the primitive tools they claim. People fail to grasp the true scale of these buildings or the precision with which they were designed. The ornamentation is so intricate, so detailed, that it defies all logic. This architectural style can be found all over the world, regardless of the distance between civilizations. How is it possible that supposedly isolated cultures built in such a similar way? They tell us it was mere coincidence, but everything points to something much greater. It's incredible to think about how they built them in the past and how crude our methods seem in comparison. Soulless skyscrapers, structures without art, they lack the grandeur of the ancient constructions. But I don't believe all of this was built with just horses and carts. There is something more here, a lost technology, a knowledge that has been taken from us.
Can someone tell me what this is? This is my security camera, okay? Now, you can see me over here in the white nightgown, facing the window. What is that keeps being seen in my security camera? Does anyone know what that looks like or what that could be? That keeps showing up behind me in my security camera. This is about the third time it has shown up. I've checked the security cameras over and over again, and it only shows up behind me. It is not showing up behind anyone else. And of course, you can see it's my security camera because I've got... right here's the line of the camera. And this is the full size of the photo. Now, this is me over here in the white gown facing the window again. What is that shadow that keeps coming up behind me? My security camera is catching it every time about the hours between 3 and 4 a.m. That is the only time my camera is showing that. Someone help me out.
Hey, Donnie, get out here. You have to look at this. Oh, Donnie, get out here now. Oh, my God. Donnie, now. I'm telling you. Call the cops now, Donnie.
Hey, I think Donnie need to get outside before he miss it. This is probably the clearest video we've seen of a UFO. There's a lot of strange things going on in our skies, y'all. You just have to pay attention. This is the most UFOs we ever seen before. I feel like it's happening at this specific time for a specific reason.
Someone else just broke into the Illuminati headquarters, and this is what they found.
And that's the owl statue.
This is where they meet once a year.
Dude, I'm actually here. This is insane.
That owl statue is where they sacrifice.
No way. Bohemian Grove. I made it. Yeah. This is the owl statue. What the fuck? No way.
Odds are he won't be around much longer.
This is fucking cool. Oh, that's hollow. They need to fill this pond up. They do. Yeah, that's the owl. A bunch of ferns have grown on it.
Bullock the owl god statue. This is where all the Illuminati members meet up every year.
Celebrity doppelgangers from the past.
I think all our society is run by insane people for insane objectives. You know, and I think that's what I sussed when I was 16 and 12, way down the line. I think we're being run by maniacs for maniacal ends, you know.
Correct. What do you think?
I think no one made a bigger impact, and I know this personally from my grandfather announcing his death. John Lennon, imagine all the people.
My model of business is the Beatles.
Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, he was a huge Beatles fan. He named his company Apple, the same name the Beatles gave theirs.
Our own anyway now.
You never can be anything else
We
but
are
the
the Beatles, and that's what we are. We're also Apple as well, see. They're like Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Brown.
But who are dissatisfied because the current state didn't live up to their ideals. Without death, there would be very little progress.
Listen to what this man just said.
Sounds to me like we need to get some new conspiracy theories, because all the old ones turned out to be true.
Facts matter, Senator.
Yeah. I mean, conspiracy theorists are up something like 37-0.
That clip is from the confirmation hearing for the FBI director. It's live right now, but that was funny. That was funny.
You know, I'm glad people are starting to realize what these so-called conspiracy theorists been saying for years is really happening around them, and they just now realizing it. You know, they be so quick to call you crazy before doing their own research on it. Like, for example, you see how the celebrities look exactly alike. What if these celebrities are playing multiple characters, and they just not telling us about it? Because a lot of them do look similar, and their facial features are damn near identical. You literally have to put the pieces together for yourself to find out this information. Hollywood is a very weird place, y'all. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if that was true.
Like the fact that we have people that are selling garbage juice soup, collecting goop oil from a trash bin, and then going inside of their restaurant. This got to be the most diabolical shit I done seen all week. This is literally the definition of you cannot eat everybody's food. Because you got some people out here taking recipes from Oscar from Sesame Street. Like their secret recipe to make it taste deliciousness is a rat swimming pool. Talk about a fast food restaurant. Eating this shit gonna turn you to Benjamin Button. Because every bite that's consumed is a year gone from your life. Makes sense if you eating garbage secretion. Like we are literally watching the behind the scenes film of a new virus be created. So don't be surprised when we seeing these ultra super bacteria infections spreading. Yep, it's all making sense now.
More proof your favorite sport is rigged.
No way.
Tiny magnets placed on the ball, ensuring a strong attraction to the metal rim. Watch.
Come on now.
Come on, magnets on the ball.
You can shoot that 1,000 times.
What? It literally hit the backboard and still didn't fall off? This look says it all. A 1 in a million shot, right? What? Maybe it's not a joke. Okay, basketball, but what about football? His glove is stuck to the ball. That's just glue, right? He can't get it off.
And with the smallest, strongest magnets in the world on your side, it usually only takes one hand.
I mean, I guess it would make sense, right? There's a lot of money in sports, especially with these betting sites nowadays. Sure is a crazy conspiracy theory.
2nd and 6. Mahomes back again, climbing through the pocket and taking off as Mahomes gets inside the 10 and the 5.
Really disappointing by the secondary of Miami. This is not Isaiah Pacheco. They should come up and they should tackle Patrick Mahomes. Too many guys olaying him.
So what it was.
Things you're not supposed to see. The cameraman quickly notices and covers it up.
Hey, you know, I don't want to be the one to ruin it for you guys, but these sports are all just entertainment. It even says it in the contract that they signed. You know, at the end of the day, it's all rigged. These refs are the one controlling the game. And they basically just use the entertainment to distract us from what's really going on in the world. These different teams in different areas also causes separation between us. And this is what we have to realize. All of it is just a tactic. You know, I used to be into sports heavy. But after I realized this, I just had to stop watching it. All of these sports are just like WWE. It's just entertainment.
Y'all, this shit is crazy, fool. And this man's face is making it even crazier. The shit he said to this little kid, you don't say that shit, bruh. Not even as a joke.
I eat children. How old are you? Okay, only to 10.
Not The Rock. This man in on it too? But then again, it makes sense because after the WWE, this man became a star in Hollywood. Make it make sense, y'all. Now you ask yourself, for the people that be like, he was just joking, would you say that to a kid? I done seen people say, I fight kids. I ain't never heard somebody say they eat them. Y'all gotta realize, bruh, they be doing this shit right in our faces. And it be people like you that be like, bro, he didn't really mean it. Or you really think that can happen? People really do that? Look at the world. You know how evil the world is? So why is it hard for you to believe something like that can happen? Just because that's your favorite wrestler? As always, man, y'all let me know what y'all think about this. This shit crazy, fool.
Everything vibrates at a frequency, and if you know that frequency, you can control things. This is the moth, and this is diagramming all the frequencies of the elements and what their vibrational frequencies are and the numbers that measure those frequencies. And they're all the numbers we get from looking at these ancient traditions that recur over and over and over again.
And so through this technology, they're able to move stones or cut stones or all the above?
All the above.
We call these transducers, which is just a fancy word for speakers. These speakers, they only work at one frequency, and this frequency is 40 kilohertz, which we shouldn't be able to hear. Only bats, dogs, and other animals should be able to hear 40 kilohertz. But because the ultrasound is so powerful, if we put some particles, they should be kept in midair with the power of sound. And all these things that they are just being like kept there with air, actually it's not air, it's the ultrasound pushing them from all directions.
Scientists already knew that sound.
I think the name of that is called cymatics. That basically shows you how powerful frequency is and how it affects everything. You see how it's literally moving a car. Like sometimes you need to see things like that to really understand, because some people are visual learners. Now think about what sound is doing to your body when you're listening to these negative frequencies. You know, people need to stop sleeping on music, because music is spiritual and it's very powerful.
If
you have horses or if you have any sort of cattle or whatever, but mainly horses.
Okay.
If you've noticed that they have braids on them.
Oh, yeah? Yeah?
Most of the times when their horses have braids and they didn't do it themselves, a duende braided their hair. That's like a sign that there's duendes in that area.
What the fuck? I've never heard about that.
Some people are saying it's witches, but I'm going to show you a video of this guy. He's basically talking about his experiences with duendes, and one of them is a statue, because you know some people believe duendes are like little goblins running around, but other ones are like statues and shit. In Mexico, there's even little markets where you could buy some, and basically you give offerings, and you have like some sort of like pact with them. You give them whatever they want, and then they help you out whenever you need, right? But you let me know what the statue does.
Wait, what?
Les piden cosas para su vida. Por ejemplo, a este brother le piden ayúdame a dejar el vicio. Entonces, quiero dejar de fumar, por favor ayúdame. Entonces vienen, dejan cigarro. Quiero dejar de tomar, por favor ayúdame. Le deja hacer de tomar, por favor ayúdame. Le dejas...
There's no way that's real, bro.
So it blinked.
Oh, wait, it didn't blink. It was only one eye.
And yo, these legends have been around for a minute. It goes from Ireland to the Philippines to Mexico to even other parts in Central America and even South America. There's no way people could be telling the same lie.
What are you doing in my house? What are you doing in my house? First off, I don't know if you crying or laughing talking about what are you doing in my house. No, the real question is, why are you still in the house?
What would you guys do in that situation? I just know for sure whoever was recording that is not black, because a black person would have been out of there quickly. No debating. Sometimes we don't even think. Like our body be thinking for us, and we just get up and go. That looked like something you would see in a movie or something.
Do you know if you take this mountain peak in the Garden of the Gods, Colorado, and turn it sideways, and you see a man's face there and think it's pareidolia? Well, then they have you stuck exactly where they want you. Not knowing truth and not being open-minded enough to know where you truly live. When I first started seeing the faces in the rocks about 2 years ago, I thought it all had to be CGI, computer generated, or AI. And then my brother-in-law, my very own brother-in-law, sent me this picture. And it took my guard down enough to make me realize that this was real, this was going on. And then when you start to realize that the place where you live is a whole lot different than what you ever could imagine, and you see that these faces in the rocks are literally everywhere, and some of them are so real and so distinct and so perfectly facial features that even if you are dead asleep, you have to ask yourself, what in the world is going on here? And back to the beginning where I said if you think these rock formations are just pareidolia, looking like something but not really something, well then, like I said, they have you exactly where they want you. And where they want you is accepting the reality that they have fed you, the reality through the television, the reality through the public indoctrination, education system. They want you seeing and not believing because it doesn't match what they told you. And they want you to especially not believe the Bible. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God, angels, came into the daughters of men. They created the giants, the Nephilim. And we saw that the giants, the son of Anak, which came of the giants, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers. You see, you might be awake, but are you awake enough to know that all the lies are spiritual, and they are trying to hide the fact that the Bible and God and JC are real? It's why they hide giants. It's why they hide dragons. This is a cave in Egypt. Again, is that just pareidolia to you, or something else that's mentioned in the Bible dozens of times? It's why they hide the firmament, and God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons. Right in the first page of the Bible. Right there. So go ahead, continue to think that this is just pareidolia, and that you're an evolved ape spinning 1,000 miles per hour every day and 66,000 miles per hour around the sun every year, and chasing everything through the universe at astounding 1.2 million miles per hour, only to have the stars never to change, ever, ever. Or you can start questioning things and looking at things as they are, not as you're told. But of course, all of this was just for entertainment purposes. I know Those just happened because glaciers traveled through here millions of years ago and formed these rock formations that have perfect noses. Entertainment only.
Dark continent? You're telling me there are lands beyond the ice wall with no sunlight?
Listen, don't take my word for it. Take Jonathan Hemington's. I mean, hell, he's the one who streamed it live on the dark web in 2020. Guy worked for a private research institute for aerial engineering. You know, developed these just incredible aircrafts, undetectable from radars, incredible fuel efficiency, allowing for flight durations that could last weeks. Little did anybody know the guy was just obsessed with the idea of these outer lands, the ice wall, and you know, one night he boarded a jet with a Starlink and his streaming equipment and headed directly down to Antarctica. He figured if he streamed right away, he'd be intercepted, so he waited until he was about midway through the continent, and as he started the stream, hundreds of people watched as he literally flew straight over what appeared as an enormous ice barrier. After hours and hours of continuation, passing over several different unidentified landmasses, he stopped on one of them to get a night's rest and continue on the next morning. But during that next day of flight, this was where things had taken a peculiar turn. As the sun eventually went down during flight, he wanted to wait until it came back up to get a safe landing, but as the hours went by, it never did. Eventually, due to fatigue, he was forced to land onto this dark continent, and little did he know this would be his last stop. Listen, this place he was in was nothing like we'd ever seen, okay? The environmental factors clearly showed this land had never been exposed to sunlight, pure darkness, and instead of trees, there were just these rock-textured spires that shot up into the sky.
If you guys heard of this live stream before, comment below, because this is my first time hearing about it. I wonder what he witnessed out there, because outside of these ice walls, it's probably magical, and this is probably what they don't want us to see. It was probably all types of plants, animals, trees, all of that. There's probably plants over there that can heal certain things right away. The water is probably cleaner. It's probably all types of things out there. I feel like they need to tell us the truth already and stop playing around, because I know I'm not the only one that want to know what's out there.
Hour of water.
Don't skip it. Please watch this. Unacceptable.
Last year alone, I spent $11.4 bajillion on gasoline. Okay, I made that number up, but it sure felt like it.
Well, I did something about it, and now I'm getting 56% better gas mileage, which translates to 56% savings in my pocket at the gas pump. How did I do it? My truck is now a water hybrid. Check this out. Well, technically, it's a hydrogen-on-demand hybrid. What we have here is distilled water with 1 teaspoon of baking soda used as a catalyst. We tickle that water with 12 volts of electricity, and what it does is it separates the hydrogen from the oxygen. That gas is then sent into the combustion chamber, where I was formerly getting a 30% burn. That's right, in all of your gas vehicles, you only get a 30% fuel burn, which translates to 70% of your fuel, of your gas, comes out of your tailpipe. Now, however, I'm getting a 100% burn in my combustion chamber, which means a few benefits. Number one, after a couple hours of running hydrogen, it had blown years of deposits out of my engine. My engine actually idles so quietly in city traffic I can't even hear it. My torque increased, my horsepower increased.
Now, this is what I've been preaching all along. We got to become scientists, alchemists. There's energy everywhere, free energy made by the universe. This guy tapped into the water energy, and he ran his vehicle off of water.
I don't think I can keep doing testing on these vaccine-injured kids, man. These parents bring these kids in that are rough and wanting blood work, you know, and you gotta pin these kids down, and like I just can't do it. We've started doing the illegal scan, right? So they can do a tissue scan. It's non-invasive. That's nice. You still get all your metals and minerals and stuff, but like aluminum every time, heavy metals every time. My heart broke today. I love my kids very much, and I'm very grateful for that. And I'm grateful to be able to help some people that are just in a spot, but it was a tough day. Hug your kids.
If you guys didn't know, a lot of aluminum in your body calcifies your pineal gland. And in my opinion, that's what you should avoid. You know, I believe Biden pardoned Dr. Fauci when I think he was the one that recommended everyone to get the vaccines. And it turned out that people really didn't need it. It's almost as if they wanted these chemicals in your body for a reason. What you guys think about that?
If you shop at Trader Joe's, Walmart, or Aldi, I got some bad news for you. Watch this. So almost 10 million pounds of beef and chicken was recalled at those stores. So a place called Bruce Pat is recalling them for being contaminated with listeria. I don't know about y'all, but it seems like they having a recall on damn near everything at this point. That's why I always recommend you learn how to grow your own food in times like this.
Please again understand very clearly. You never actually change the world you're on. Ever. You change yourself and then you shift to a parallel Earth reality that's already more representative of the change you made within yourself and is already populated by beings that are more representative of that vibration. But the world you used to exist on still exists somewhere else, still populated by versions of yourself or other beings that are more representative of the vibration you no longer are. You are constantly shifting from parallel reality to parallel reality. Now listen, billions of times per second. That's what time is. The experience you call time, movement, change, space, is your consciousness shifting billions of times per second from parallel Earth to parallel Earth to parallel Earth to parallel Earth, a little bit different, a little bit different, a little bit different, a little bit different, but totally different, totally different, totally different. The only reason you don't know you're doing it is because the parallel Earths that you're shifting to are so similar to the one that you just left, you hardly notice the change. But if you make a greater change in your energy, you'll shift to a parallel Earth that is more different than the one you just left, and you'll start to notice that you're shifting all the time because of the difference between the two. But you're constantly shifting, and that constant shifting billions of times per second from parallel reality to parallel reality is what creates the side effect or illusion you call time, in much the same way that you know frames on a film strip are static. Each frame has no movement in it. Each parallel reality has absolutely no motion in it whatsoever. But when you move the film strip in front of the projector light and the light goes through the frames in sequence, it creates on your theater screen the illusion of space, time, and movement. Physical reality is exactly structured that way. When you keep shifting from parallel reality to parallel reality, you are literally shifting through all those realities billions of times a second, but there is no motion at all in any given single parallel reality. That's how time works. Does that make sense?
Hey, he just broke it down to a T. It's like I've always been saying, you have to be on a certain frequency to even understand some of the information I be saying on this channel. You know, I always leave a gem for you guys. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Share this with like-minded individuals who might appreciate this content, because you know I put a lot into it. We out, y'all. See you on the next video.